What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth. This is The Joyful Sojourn, and in today's video, we are continuing on the path to 2025 with Laurel Denise planners. I'm so excited about this. Looking at the stack of things I have here, I'm like excited about planning. There's something so pretty about their granny chic designs, and for someone who likes really neutral exterior planners, it's actually shocking that I'm being drawn to some of these patterns. So we're gonna take a look at the 2025 product. I'm an affiliate, so I was able to purchase some items in advance, and Laurel Denise was so kind to send me a couple of additional products so that I have a more kind of robust variety to share with you. So the affiliate link is down in the description box. If you decide to shop, please shop with my affiliate link or bookmark it so that whenever you route to the website, my affiliate link will be the place to get you there. And Joyful 10 will save you 10% off on the website. So Joyful 10 starting September 4th or beforehand if you want to shop now. But everything is on the website. You just can't check out until September 4th. So before we get into the product, there's a lot going on because there's accessories. There are changes to some of the solid colors. There's a couple small changes to some of the layouts. And I've got to figure out how to do this so that it makes sense. Let's start with the accessories first, and then we'll go down into the planners. One thing I do want to note is that Laurel Denise does sell inserts and additional planning pages, and I did not purchase any of those. So please make sure that you're checking the website for that. If you want to kind of frankenplan, make your own planner layout, you can definitely do that with insert pages, but I don't have any of those to show you today. There are also brand new notepads. So if you're someone that likes to do brain drops or you just want a weekly calendar at a glance, there are 2 new notepads for that. There are also binders, 3-ring binders. If you are someone that maybe is a teacher or you work at a hospital and you need to keep records in a certain way, or you're a parent and you keep your students' artwork in a 3-ring binder, there are really beautiful 3-ring binders that have just the classic like patterned designs from Laurel Denise on them. And it's just a fun way to change things up. I don't have one here to show you, but there are binders on the website releasing on September 4th. Okay, are we ready? Let's talk about planner bags or pen pouches, actually. I'm gonna move this out of the way. It's taking up too much space. And we are about to get in to the nitty-gritty. We have 2 different pen pouch styles releasing, and these are styles that we've seen on the website before. The patterns have been updated for this release, and we have the elastic pen pouch and then the classic pen pouch. This guy is in, what's it called? This is Yellow Daisies. It's a canvas bag. The pattern, of course, is daisies. You've got a kind of vegan leather label here, and it matches the pull. It opens really easy, like that, nice, generous, chunky zipper. And then the inside is fully lined with the signature hot pink color. And I really like this. I like that it's kind of like neutral vibes on the front, little retro, and then you open it up and it's like, hello, like hot pink. I just think it's super fun. Yes, we will test out how many pens will fit in here. The other bag, I feel like, okay, these have been released in the past in different designs, but I've never had one. This is the first time I'm holding it. This pen pouch is like the Costco food court hot dog of pen pouches. It's a big pen pouch. You can see how wide the bottom is. It's got a nice flat base and pulls on either side so you can easily close it. This is like, I want to have pens on the go. You can attach this to your planner and it's all compact. This is like, hey, I want to set up my TV tray in front of the television. I want to open up my pen pouch and like really get into some planning. Or maybe you're someone that likes to do like mandala or like coloring books and you have all of your colored pencils in here. You just open this guy up and you're like good to go for hours. This is a big pouch. I was not expecting this to be so like large. So love this. Again, it's canvas material. Here's the logo on the side. Hot pink tabs make it easy to see, you know, how you're gonna pull things open. And it's fully lined on the interior. I think the design is different. Let me go back to this one. Yeah, so here we've got kind of like a diamond shape. And then here we have little florets. Is that what those are? Little floral designs. Let's do a comparison. So I have here 2 sets of Laurel Denise pens. These are currently on the website available for purchase. There are fine liners, and I have a pen swatch reel up on Instagram. So if you want to see what her highlighters and her fine liners look like, head over to my Instagram account, The Joyful Sojourn, and you can see them in action. So there's fine liners, and I think this is a set of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. False, it's a set of 12. So we have 12 fine liners. Let's try these in this pouch. I think that's gonna fit with no problem. Maybe you have to mix them up, alternate them. There we go. So there's your 12 fine liners. Should we throw in some highlighters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna fit all of them. 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 highlighters in this set. Man, that's both packs. Will both fit? I think they will if you rotate them. Let's try this way. It's a squeeze. I would be careful. But that is 22 pens in here. Let's take out some of the pens and try some other things. Here's a pair of scissors. Okay, I'm gonna go blade first. Actually, let's take the pens out. Because I haven't shown these before on my channel, I want to take a little bit more time. So here's a pair of scissors, and these are like good sized. These are not small scissors. They are maybe medium sized. The Kokuyo scissors, love those. Blade first, popping those in. That fits fine. Let's say we want to throw in a few pens. Those are the fine liners. Let's throw in a highlighter. And let's see, a glue stick, washi tape. Let's try a glue stick and a washi tape. See if that fits. Yep. And that's going to fit just fine. And then here's your elastic for attaching to your planner. So you can fit a good number of things. You can fit up to 22 pens, depending on the thickness of the barrel. These do vary in barrel size, just so you can see that. Let's take a look at the other bag. I think this is going to carry everything. So we have 22 pens. Oh yeah. This is my jam right here. And then look how wide it opens. We'll just go this way. Look at that. Just kind of lay it out. Let's try a pair of scissors. Check. The washi tape, the glue tape. What about correction tape? Okay. Glue runner. Let's see how that fits. Oh, easy. And there's room to spare. Very, very easy. So this bag is like your catch-all bag. This is the in front of your TV bag. I think this is great. If you want to go to a coffee shop with this and have like everything you need, you can do that. It is going to be a little bit bulkier, but man, the capacity. That's amazing. I'm so excited for this bag. It makes me want to go back and buy more of these, like collect her bags and then change out based on like pattern matches. Laurel Denise was so good on their live when they were previewing everything. They were so good about taking the time to mix and match the different pouch designs with the different planner covers so people could really kind of build a custom planner plus accessory together, like little twin sets. It was so cute. So I might want to go back and get more of these. So again, this is the pen pouch. This color is called Garden Song. And this is the elastic pen pouch in Yellow Daisies. So those are two of the, I think, 4 new pouches that are releasing on the 4th. The next accessory item is probably, I think it's the accessory I was most excited about until Garden Song. It's the sticky note sets, guys. So I have one of these in the portrait planner, or that where the sticky notes are fitted for the portrait planner. And I love the thing. It's got a hard backing, and the sticky notes are on this board. It feels like it's like a palette of sticky notes. They've made several improvements on these. So if you have a sticky note palette, I'm going to call it a palette. I don't remember what these were labeled as, but if you have one of the old ones, you'll notice something right off the bat, and that is there's a cover. So the new version has covers, which I think is so nice. It gives us the added fun of like more patterns and color on our desks. And I really wish that I had purchased all 4, because seeing these, I just want like the whole set. There's going to be 4 different, I'm going to call them palettes, guys, sticky note sets. There's 4 different options, and all of the designs are different, but there's going to be 2, well, not 2. There's 2 different, 2 variations. I know that doesn't sound right, but hear me out. There's 2 different sizes. There is the kind of like classic OG planner size. So their big planners are just called planners. They're regular size. They call them the OG planners, but it's just their standard size. And then there's a mini sized planner. So there's planner and then there's mini planner. These sticky notes are sized for the planner, the bigger one, and these are sized for the mini planners. And on top of that, you can choose what colors you want. There is a like colorful set. I can't remember if it was like brights or colorful, what it was called, but it was definitely more colorful. And then the neutral set was called neutral. So you can choose, do you want the mini sticky notes in neutral or colorful, or do you want the classic size, planner size, in neutral or colorful? And in order to get the biggest variety, I got 2. I got the classic planner size in colorful and the mini in neutral. I love that the colorful is not overly colorful. They're still kind of muted. This is for someone that's going to want more contrast between your sticky notes. If you're doing color coding, you're going to want to get the colorful set. And again, it's not super over the top colorful. They're still neutral in my opinion. And you're going to get just more effectiveness in color coding if that's what you're using them for. The neutrals are very neutral. The colors are very close to each other, but you get a variety of different sizes, and each size is a different color. So these are the sticky notes. And the other thing I think that's different with my project sticky notes is the adhesive on these guys goes way further down. So yeah, we're talking like 2/3 of the sticky note. Can you even see that? I'm not sure you can. 2/3 of the sticky note is the adhesive on the back. So these are not going to flip and flap around. The bigger sticky notes maybe doubled in the amount of adhesive. Goes to about here. This guy goes to about here, but then these smaller guys, yeah, that's like half of it is adhesive. So they're going to be able to lay really flat in your planners. So these are the sticky note sets. You can get this size in neutral if you want it, and you can get this size in colorful if you want it. Just keep that in mind. And then each sticky note set is going to have a different pattern, a different colorway. I love this one. I'm shocked that they didn't release a planner in this design, although it looks a lot like, what's it called? It looks a lot to me like, yeah, Sunny Days, but in different colors. So maybe if enough people say the color combination is so pretty, maybe they'll do it in a future planner. The other thing I want to point out before we move on is that these labels for, or the like logo for Laurel Denise is on the front of the sticky notes. That is really going to be important to remember, because new with all the planners in 2025, this is on the back. So they're going to be different. Your planner is going to be blank on the front, and that's how you're going to know it's the top of your planner. But with the sticky notes, you know, you might grab this and go, oh, it's like my planner, and it's not. It's the other way. So make sure you remember that your sticky notes are labeled on the top, So you're going to want to open your sticky note pad where the label is, and your planners are going to be blank on the front, and we'll take a look at that in a little bit. So those are the sticky notes. I need more. I'm gonna have to get more. And honestly, if you have someone in your life that is not a planner, they might still want the sticky note set. I showed mine to my mom and she was like, are all those sticky notes like on that board? Like for like on the go? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I like that. And she's not really a planner. So, you know, this could be something that is helpful for someone that is in school or just likes to have sticky notes, because it has the lid now. All of your sticky notes are going to be covered and protected. And because it's so slimline, you can slide it into a backpack or a briefcase or a messenger bag so easy. So this is, to me, one of the highlights of the items on their website. And every sticky note is custom dimensions for the planners that they make. So these will fit perfectly in your boxes. So if you're going to have a Laurel Denise planner, I would recommend getting at least one of the sticky note sets. Okay, the next accessory we're going to take a look at is the clip folio. You guys, I was not expecting something like this in their collection, and it's a really fun addition. So this is kind of going hand in hand with the binders that I mentioned earlier, that they're releasing binders. Definitely starting to share with us so much more stationery items. So it's pretty fun. This design is called Potluck, and I'm pretty sure it only comes in Potluck. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is kind of their first go at the clip folio. It's got that same hardboard front and back. It's got a nice sturdy clipboard clip, and it's gold. It's gold. It's very like screwed in, doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like rickety. And then you have this tab here. If you have, you're going to have a pretty wide hook, but you can hang this up on your wall if you want to, you know, do that. So you've got your clipboard front, and this is easily going to accommodate an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And then when you open it up, look how sexy this is. So on the interior, you've got a patterned pocket, so you can slide more in there, and then a nice sized dot grid perforated page notepad. This slides in and out, so once you run out of pages, you can definitely just add a legal pad inside of it. Or I don't know if she is going to be selling these separately, but it is just slid in there, and so you can pull that out and replace it with ease just with a legal pad. So I really like this option. If you are someone, I keep going back to the hospital idea, but if you're a nurse or you're doing rounds, or you are a business person or like a real estate agent where you do open houses and you need like a clipboard to hold onto to like take notes, to have a flat writing surface, then this is going to be a really fun option. It's patterned, so it looks interesting, but I still think this is kind of neutral. It doesn't scream like, oh, it's so colorful. I think this could very much pass for professional. The notepads that I don't have here to show you can be oriented on this front if you put it this way. So yeah, if you need additional notepad space, or you want that brain drop pad or a weekly calendar, you can clip this in here and look at it this way. So this is the clip folio in Picnic, and I'll just get in here so you can really see the pattern. And it looks like my camera is picking up pretty true color today. So love that. Very pretty. So that is the clip folio. The next thing we're going to jump into is technically a planner, but this is a little bit different. So this is the Simple Monthly Planner, and they had it in their shop 2 releases ago, or 2 fall releases ago, and then they didn't bring it back last year, and a lot of people were like, bring it back. And I totally get it. I totally get why they brought it back. When I saw this in the release, I was like, I think I just need that. I need a big monthly calendar where I could just brain dump. I can just pre-plan. I can have this sitting on my dining table, and my husband can write down his schedule, and it's not like, ooh, I'm like planning. It's just a piece of paper that I'm writing into blocks on the calendar. There's just something very approachable to this, really great for people who are not planners, but that want to see the monthly overview. So this is just a soft, looks like it's a saddle stitched notebook. We've got the signature hot pink thread. That's like their color. And it's a really soft blue-gray color. It says 2025 in gold in the upper corner. Otherwise, completely naked. Nothing on it. And it's only available in this color. There are not other options to choose from. Ooh, it's like a blue book. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit more. I want to make sure you can see everything. So we have our name page. It's the monthly edition 2025 and your contact information. Love this. This is the traditional year at a glance set of pages that we will see in every dated planner. And it's just oriented for the simple monthly. So we have our holidays, 2025 holidays here. And then we have January through December 2025. Each month has goals and things to remember. This is a Monday start planner. I believe you can choose a Sunday start as well. And so these dates or these days of the week will be different if you chose a Sunday start. So Monday start, Sunday start. And then you have a big open space on the side for special dates and events. I love these planning pages for advanced planning and for memory keeping. If you know of a bunch of things coming up or birthdays, anniversaries, paid time off, maybe your lady cycle, or if you're doing IVF or whatever the case may be, if you need to kind of see in a 9-month period or a 12-month period in one shot, this is going to be your shot. And I just, yeah, in this size too, in this portrait size, I really like it. Love. I absolutely love this. This is our monthly. So open. There's so much space for just throwing stuff down. This is a planner you could decorate. I am a decorative planner, but I'm not sure I'd decorate this. I think this would be one of those planners that I would just destroy. And, I'd have phone numbers written on it or notes about an appointment or whatever. I just feel like this is a good pre-planning / I just need a place to put something and then I can migrate it somewhere else later. I love this design. Again, this is a monthly planner, a Monday start planner, but you can change it to Sunday if you want it. You'll see this throughout the planners that you have the month and the year in the upper left corner, and you have a nice big bold number representing the month as well. In the upper right, we have the 2 upcoming months, February and March, and the font is a little bit lighter and fainter, so it doesn't get in the way of the current month, but you can see it if you need to refer to it later. It does have holidays inside the big blocks, and yeah, nice big note section that is dot grid. And here is a look through of the whole thing. It is so easy. It's just a big, simple monthly planner. This, you guys, how cool is that hot pink stitching? That is so pretty. I really love that. It lays perfectly flat. When you flip through each page, make sure that you do one swipe down and it will lay flat. Very easy. This is the way you break in really any book bound or saddle stitch notebook. Just go through each page or every couple of pages and press down, and you have no problem with it flipping up. There are going to be note pages at the back. Let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I don't know. We'll just say half. 4.5 lined note pages, super neutral. Again, this is a really great notebook for even note taking. So if you have a desk and a common space in your house, maybe this is the information hub for your family. And then, if you're making phone calls, you need to make notes or something or write down when the appointment is, you can do it on here. Or if you just I just need to scribble something down, you've got the note pages in the back. And then you can migrate everything in to your monthly calendars when you're getting it set up. So that is the simple monthly. Again, there are not other designs in this. It's just in this really pretty blue-gray with the hot pink stitching. And I just think this is a win. Yeah, I hope that she doesn't ever get rid of these because I could see this being like just the one planner that I destroy every year, and it's like my workbook. Just feels really nice. I like how thin it is too. You know, that's gonna fit so easy in all of my bags. I'm very curious, since we have the clip folio here, if it'll fit. Oh yeah, it'll fit really easy here. So if you wanted to take your clip folio on the go and have your monthly planner with you, you could do that. Just clip it onto the clip folio and throw it in your bag. So just a couple ideas for you. Let's get into the planners. Are you guys ready? So I opened up all of them except for one so that we could see what the packaging is going to look like when you order your planner. I didn't want to fuss with all of the packaging, so everything is taken out except for this one, which is where we're going to get started. This is the packaging for the 2025 launch. Every release, the box design is going to be different, but in that release, every box is going to be the same. So no matter what design you choose, no matter what size you choose, your planner boxes are all going to look like this in the fall 2025, or excuse me, the fall release for 2025 planners. Really pretty design on the front. We've got the hot pink Laurel Denise label. Planners for the way that you think. And then on the back of every box, you're gonna have a bunch of information. The year, the layout, the design, what the design is called, and if it's a Sunday or Monday start. The planner we're gonna open up here is a 2025 horizontal weekly planner in sunny days, and it is a Monday start. I purchased 2 mini horizontals because I love that layout for wellness planning. If you follow me, or well, even if you don't, look at my channel, you'll see I have several setup videos where we talk about wellness every week, and I do that in a mini horizontal planner. So I picked 2 because I wasn't sure what cover I was going to want. So we'll look at both of them in just a moment, but let's keep going with the packaging. The inside of the cover has really beautiful lined florals. All of the artwork is made by Nancy, who is their creative director, and it just, I don't know what it is. Like, I think I referred to this earlier as like granny chic. There's something about the patterns here that are retro, vintage, but like timeless still. I don't know what it is, but the colors and the patterns just speak to me, and I am a neutral person. So every planner is going to come in this box, beautiful lined florals, and all of the tissue paper is going to be the same color as well. Keep the tissue paper, use it for junk journaling, use it to rewrap presents. It's like really beautiful paper, tissue paper, with a beautiful mustard pattern on it. You got a journaling card that says planners for the way that you think. And the back just has the contact information for Laurel Denise. The experience is just so fun. Let me put this guy here. And inside the box, your planner is going to come in bubble wrap, so it's nice and secure. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. This is Sunny Days. It's a little psychedelic, the contrast between the blue and that mustard color, but wow, this is really stunning. I don't know if the pictures on the website are so good, but it will never be the same as holding the planner and seeing it right in front of you. My camera is picking everything up true to color. So what you're seeing, at least when I'm looking at the camera, when I'm seeing through it, it is accurate to what I'm looking at right here. So pretty. Absolutely stunning. Before we flip through this, I want to show the other mini horizontal that's exactly the same on the interior, and that is evergreen. So one of the things that they changed up for this year is you can, at least in the classic size at the very least, you can get your design color or design choice in either the vertical or the horizontal. In previous releases, if you wanted Sunny Days in a vertical, you might not be able to if it's only available in the horizontal. Now, when it comes to the patterns, you can pick whatever pattern you want and you get to choose what layout. So you don't have to, choose between a design and a layout. I picked this. These planners are exactly the same, but I was able to get it in that Sunny Days and in the Evergreen. So let's talk about the Evergreen for a second. This color is one of the most popular colors on their website. They have changed it for this release, and I will compare it with the old Evergreen in just a moment. All of the solid colors in this release have a texture to it. I don't know, the sound's not gonna help you there, but can you guys see? Really hope that this is being picked up. There is a texture to it. So when you're holding, it's very subtle, but when you're holding it, you can feel a little bit of texture. Previous solid color planners were just smooth. So I think this is a really nice touch that they've added to the solid colors. Just makes them a little something, something. Let's look at the previous Evergreen while we have this one here. If you have any other Laurel Denise Evergreens prior to this release, it's going to look like this. This is the portrait planner that I got from the academic release. It is smooth and the color is more sagey. It's lighter and has more of a gray tone to it. Here you can see the new Evergreen. So again, same color name, but old Evergreen and new Evergreen. New Evergreen is darker, richer, and has texture. Old Evergreen is more sagey and it's smooth. So keep that in mind. If you have this Evergreen and you want to get Evergreen again, it will look like this. It will not look like this. I think the new Evergreen is actually truer to the color or the name. If you are curious about what these actually are, the website is so good. The details for each product is insane. There's a million photos, tons of dimensions and information. And what I think is one of the coolest, they provide the Pantone number. So if you're curious about what the Pantone number was for this and what it is for this, so you can pull it up on your computer and make a comparison, definitely do that. They provide the Pantone number so that you can see what the colors actually look like. So that is the new Evergreen and the old Evergreen. I'm gonna move this guy aside. And which planner do we want to use to flip through the mini horizontal? Oh, let me show this too. We'll do the Sunny Days. This is the front of your planner. This is the back of your planner. The label has been moved to the back. On all previous planners, I'll pull this guy out. This is my current mini. I added floral stickers, by the way, so that's sticker. Previously, you had the label on the front, okay? So old has Laurel Denise on the front. New is naked on the front. You can add stickers if you want to. You can add your own name. And then the label is on the back. So I wanted to make sure y'all could see that. Let's take a look at the planner. Now, I'm going to show in greater detail the pages at the front. They're going to be universal across all of the planners. So I'm going to skip over those in future flip throughs. It's all going to be the same. Again, this is Sunny Days. Zoom in. The Sunny Days Mini. You can get this in the OG regular size. Don't you worry. The inside is going to be really colorful with contrasting patterns, but it's going to match the front. When you get a solid color, it's going to be solid. So, business on the front, business on the inside. If you get a pattern on the front, you're going to have a pattern on the inside. Every planner is going to have pockets on the front and the back covers, and every planner is going to have 2 dividers or page finders, bookmarks, whatever you want to call them. One of them says "You are here," and it is a classic ruler style. And these just pop back on, if I can line them up right. So one is a classic ruler, and then the other has a scalloped edge, and it says "You are also here." We have a name page. And then when we open it up, brand new for these planners, we have a welcome letter, and then we have information, which is so good because the planner world can get insane and confusing, and there's so much stuff. But the team at Laurel Denise is really good at inspiring and giving like a million ideas for how to do anything in their planners. So they've provided QR codes in every planner. The QR code will tell you about how to use the system. It will link to their YouTube channel, their Facebook group, and their Instagram community. We even have a column here for using sticky notes to move in to your new planner, and then just some inspiration down here so that you don't get too overwhelmed with plannering. Then we get into our year at a glance. This is going to be exactly the same as what we saw in our simple monthly, with our holidays, our January through December, goals and things to remember, and our special dates and events. So we flip the page to January. And what makes Laurel Denise's planner so special is that you can see your monthly, your weekly, and your to-do list all at the same time. So in the minis, it's pretty small. Be thinking about how mobile you want your planner to be and how big you write, how many details you have, and what your lifestyle is like. The mini is going to be small. If you like using really fine pens and you write smaller, maybe you don't have a lot of plans, or you're using this as a journal or for tracking something, the mini is going to be the way to go. But if you are managing a family, if you are using this for work, if you like a 0.7, pen tip, and you tend to write a little more sloppy, maybe you want to go with the bigger planner because you're going to have bigger boxes. So again, this is the mini. We have our monthly calendar on the far left. We have the upcoming month at a glance here. And then we have, and holidays. We do have holidays in the monthly overview. And then we have our weeklies. The weeklies are inserted right in the middle of your two dividers from the 2 months. And as you flip through each week, notice that you're still able to see your monthly. So you've got your monthly viewable at all times while you are navigating through your weekly pages. I love the horizontal layout because of how the day is actually split onto 2 different pages. You can put appointments or things that you need to remember on one side, and then on the other side, you could put like your kids' calendar or your husband's schedule or meal planning or information from your fitness watch, and kind of separate like the things you need to get done from maybe some things you might be tracking. And then you have a nice this week column that runs all the way down the page. And I like using these columns for brain dumping everything that needs to get done for the week. Like anything that's lingering on my mind, I put it in this column, and then I migrate and assign them to the different days according to how busy my day is. So that's how I would use the this week section. At the end of your weeklies, you have a habit tracker page for the whole month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 things that you can track. Some people go, I don't know what to track. That's just not really my thing. Anything that you do that you're just curious about the frequency in which you do it, put it on the habit tracker. If you want to know how many times did you eat out this month, eating out or eating in, how many times you shampooed your hair, maybe just out of curiosity, what are some things that you'd like to be aware of? Maybe it could be budget related, it could be fitness related, it could be housekeeping related. Just track it here. It's just fun to see at a glance, like, how did I spend my month? How did I spend my money? How's my body doing? I think the habit tracker is a really great thing to print into the planner, and I'm glad that it's there. The last page is actually the back of the divider of the next month. So it's going to be a thicker cardstock, and it's dot grid and then blank in the to do this month column. And when you have your weekly open, you're able to see a good portion of your open dashboard at the back. A lot of people will note that this is going to be a lot thicker because we've got short pages here, and there is a slight slope That has not been a problem for me, and it's because I actually draw a line on the dot grid right along the weekly pages. And then when I have the section, I have it in 3 different columns. And where the line is drawn is either on the stack of weeklies or it's not. The line actually is where the slope is at its most slopey. So you might want to consider configuring it that way so that you're not writing across. There is a little bump, but again, it's really slight. It's not a really big angle, but hopefully that is helpful for you. Maybe think about dividing it here so you have the kind of higher section and then the lower section. So that is your horizontal layout in the mini. I'm going to grab, once we get through the notes, I'll grab the classic kind of OG size so you can see a comparison. The last tab says notes, and it has your full 2026 at a glance, lines for planning ahead, yearly wins and yearly lessons, and then 4 pages of graph grid, my favorite, 4 pages of dot grid. And then on the last page, we have kind of like currently prompts, books I'm reading, things I'm listening to, happy moments, gratitude, hobbies, ways I'm moving my body, I'm excited for, and I'm hopeful for. And the font is really nice. It's really clean and small. So if you wanted to recategorize these, just throw some stickers down and make this what you want it to be. Then you have, again, your pocket at the back. So that is the mini horizontal in sunny days. I chose the Monday start, but you can choose a Sunday start. Keep in mind that your monthly and your weekly will be the same. So if you want a Sunday start, it's going to be Sunday on your monthly and it's going to be Sunday on your weekly, and vice versa with Monday. Let's grab the horizontal. Let me see. I want the big horizontal. Okay, so, or the original. You guys ready for this? This is Kenwood Lane. So let me get up close so you can see it. This green in here looks a little dirtier on my camera than it looks in person. Very pretty. This is like the entry level moment for people who like solid colors but are interested in dabbling in patterns. Because all of these are in a similar kind of tone or like level of darkness, it's kind of muted. There's something kind of muted about this. Kenwood Lane, really pretty, good if you are someone who loves green and blue. And again, this is a horizontal in the original size. See what the inside looks like. We've got our contrasting patterns on that inside cover. So pretty. Now, because we just looked at a horizontal weekly, what I'm going to do is pull this guy out, and we're not going to flip through the pages all over again, but I am going to compare sizes for you. So we've got the OG size, and then we have the mini size. And just for comparison's sake, I'm going to try to line this up to the best of my ability. Here you can see the footprint of the planner size and the footprint of the mini planner size. It's pretty significant. It feels significant when you're looking at it on your desk. So again, I would really think about, what do I need my planner for? How many people am I planning for? What is my writing style like? Do I travel with this, or does it stay on my desk? And choose according to those different thoughts. Let's go to, we're gonna have the same intro pages, but let's take a look at the difference in our weeklies. Put this guy back up. Okay, so we're gonna zoom in here. I want this to be just to fit just right, so it's close enough for you guys to see. Okay. This is about as good as we're gonna get. So here you can see the difference between the monthly blocks and the mini blocks. Big difference. The monthly in the minis looks like if you rotated it, it would fit in half of the size of the full size block. The other difference I'm seeing is we can see 1 month at a glance in the mini. We can see 2 months at a glance in the classic size. On the classic size, we have room for the week frame, December 30th to January 5th. We don't have room for that up here. Over here, we have room for to do today. We do not have room for that here. I actually don't think that that's a big deal, because I wouldn't personally use this side of the weekly for to-dos. And by not having that, you can rename this however you want. But I don't need that because, that's not what I'm using this column for. So that's not a big deal to not have that available to me. And then we have our this week, and you can see if I can line up the columns pretty good, and you can see the difference between the this week. Let's take a look at the habit tracker. I think that's going to be pretty, yeah, the circles actually look very similar. The difference here really is going to be the amount of margin you have on either side of the habit tracker. So that is the difference between the mini and the classic size. Otherwise, the layout is identical. All of the intro pages at the beginning are going to be exactly the same, and your notes section at the back will also be exactly the same. Let's do a comparison of these, just so you can see what those look like. Big difference here in our little monthly blocks. You can see. But again, when you're looking at the mini in person, it doesn't seem that small. When you put it up against the large, suddenly it looks so small. So you might be fine with the mini, even though when you compare it to the large, it looks so much smaller. There you can see the difference. So that is the horizontal planner in both the mini and the OG size. And again, just to share with you the designs I have, we've got Kenwood Lane, Sunny Days, and the new Evergreen. Those are the planners I get to choose from for my horizontal. And remember, if you want the vertical in these designs, you can absolutely do that. Okay, let's move on to, where should I put these guys? So many planners. Let's move on to the vertical planner. The design I have to show you guys is, what is this one? Midnight? No, Twilight. This one is called Twilight, and I love this one. I don't know if I could tell on the website that something about the illustrations on this looks almost like lined art cartoons. There's something cartoony about this, and I mean that as a compliment in the best way. It makes it look more whimsical and playful, but it's still neutral because they're all blue tones. Something about this works, and I kind of I'm all confused about what planners I'm going to be using in 2025. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel so you can see where I land. But when I opened this one, I immediately was like, crap. I'm not a vertical person, but my gosh, this cover is so pretty. So this is the OG, the full size of the full planner size. There is your interior patterns. You again are going to get your 2 bookmarks, your intro pages, which we can move through a little bit more quickly because we've seen these before. And then we get into the planning pages. Zoom in just a little bit more. This is your vertical, and it's exactly as it sounds. Your planning pages or your planning days are going to be vertically. So just like we saw with the horizontal, you have enough room to have your 2 months at a glance. This is all exactly the same as it would be in the horizontal. The only difference is your weekly pages are going to be vertical in layout. So you've got Monday through Thursday, Friday through Sunday, and then your to-do this week. Wait, did I go off? Let me go this way. Your to-do this week column. This layout is going to be best for people who are list makers. If you just want to list everything out for each day, this is going to be the place to do it. This is also good for people who like to do time blocking. So there will be in this release, and again, another thing I should have grabbed, condensed washi tape where for each line it's an hour. So 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way down. But I do have their half-hour washi, and that's available on the website now. This is in half-hour increments, and it will fit here. So let me just show you guys. I can get this lined up right. Kind of going off a little bit. These will fit perfectly. Their washi tape will fit perfectly in your vertical. And this column is the, oh no, of course. I didn't mean to push that down so much. Well, make sure when you lay your washi tape down, it's going to be staying down there because that definitely peeled off part of the page. Keep that in mind with the washi tape. Let me pull this guy back out. So if you want to do hourly time blocking, the vertical is going to be the layout for you. You can also, because you have this open column, if you don't want to do time blocking, you could draw lines across, like boulder lines, and do kind of a subject style, like morning, afternoon, evening. If you wanted to do like each of your kids having a few lines. If you're a content creator like I am, maybe you want to put your posting schedule, videos you need to edit, and I don't know, phone calls you need to make. So you can actually split this up by subject area if you want to. So that is the vertical. I do want to grab for you guys an undated vertical from last year to show you a couple of changes. So if you have any of the older planners or you're looking for an undated, first of all, here's my undated vertical. There's a couple changes here. And that is going to be on your weekly pages. First, in the older planners, this box was labeled as priorities. This was labeled for time, and it had the setup for different times and to do today. That is all gone. I think that was a nice choice because you just might not want that formatting there. So now you can make this column whatever you want it to be. Another difference is in the lines on the vertical. So in this undated, you can see that the lines horizontally are a little bit more gray and they alternate between solid and dashed. In the new planner for 2025, these are going to be solid lines and the font or the ink is going to be a little bit richer. So for those of you who like to have a little bit more definition, you are going to love that you can see the lines a lot more clearly. This is something that Lolly talked about in her live, that she thought the ink was a little bit too dark. And I'm looking at this and I don't think it's very dark, to be honest. And I could easily still restructure this the way that I want, even though the ink color on this is a little bit darker. So I just wanted to point that out, that we've gone from like light gray dashes for lines to solid black lines. But again, I just feel like it's just not, I don't know if I would have noticed a difference if she hadn't said that there was a difference. So that is the vertical layout in the just regular planner size. Everything else is going to be the same. Your dashboard, your habit tracker, and your note section at the back. Everything is exactly the same as the horizontal that I've already shown you guys. So that is the vertical. And again, this one was in the pattern Twilight. Can you guys see what I'm talking about? Like there's something cartoonish about it, but like in a cool, like adult, pretty feminine way. I hope I'm describing it right, but I immediately was like, oh, it's kind of, there's like a cartoon element to it. I don't know. I just think it's absolutely lovely. Let's jump over to the project planner. Now, a couple things I want to point out before we actually get into the project planner, and that is we have another color change. So like the evergreen, that is now richer and has texture. The color Midnight has changed from a lighter color to a richer and textured color. For comparison's sake, this is the old project planner in the color Midnight. When you look at it, it's definitely a warm charcoal gray, okay? This, you guys ready for this like super sexy planner? This is Midnight now, and it is black. I think we'll have to go this way without the light shining on it. It is black. And we'll go this way with the light. It's got the texture just like Evergreen. So if you're shopping again for Midnight, you have the OG version of Midnight. They're going to be different. We've got a warm charcoaly gray, and now we've transitioned to black. Black with texture. So that is the difference between the new Midnights. Let's take a look at the inside of the project planner. This guy is super, super unique and is going to be for the folks that really want some open-ended planning options. The intro pages are going to be exactly the same. Then we get into the monthly and absence of weekly planning pages. I'm going to zoom in. Here you can see the entire left page. Sorry guys, I know I keep moving this. These planners are probably the hardest to show for YouTube. It's a lot of work because the dimensions are so different. This planner has a full page monthly, full page. So if you are more of a monthly planner and you want a little bit more, I don't know, more planning space than the simple monthly, then get the project planner because it essentially is a monthly planner. It has a bunch of additional project pages, which we'll get to, but this to me screams monthly planner, ultimate flexibility. The other thing that you can do with a project planner like this is because it's just the monthly and then the next divider, which has, what are we calling this? It's like a dashboard page for the month with 4 different columns. If you have projects, maybe you have 4 projects that you're managing this month. Let's say you want to separate this by week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Maybe you're using the Kanban method and you use sticky notes and you migrate them across each like area, work area. No matter what, you can use this and add weekly pages. So you have your 4 columns and you have your daily habits down at the bottom. This is our habit tracker. But if you're using this professionally, this could be tracking tasks as well. There are insert pages for the Laurel Denise planners on their website. You can buy horizontal inserts. You can buy weekly inserts. So you might, if you know you want a full page of monthly, you might want to buy the project planner and then get inserts and then just insert them here. And it will cover up probably Saturday, Sunday, maybe a little bit of Friday, but that way you have these like full spread planning pages and a calendar, and then you've got your weeklies. Or maybe you buy a pack of weeklies and maybe only once a month do you need a detailed weekly, then you just insert it when you need it. So I really, really like that idea. This feels much thinner. I'm not sure. Yeah, the coil, let me grab a traditional guy. Yeah, the coil is smaller on the project planner. The dimensions are the same, but the coil is smaller and it's got less pages in it. So it just feels more portable. I could see this being really great to take to the office. But if you wanted to add weeklies, go with the project planner and then add weeklies when you need it. And you'll have something that's a little bit more slimline. So this is what it's going to be like for the entire 12 months. Then we get to the notes section. And I'm not a big project person, so I might not be the best person to talk about how to use these pages. Definitely check out the Laurel Denise website, and their YouTube channel is so great. They give so many ideas for how to use these pages outside of projects. This first layout is a yearly plan. I would probably use this for social media tracking. I could see this being really great for a book reading tracker. Maybe you start a book on the 1st and then you run a line until you finish it. and then you start another book, and here you'd have a whole year's like view of book tracking. I know people have used pages like this for gardening. I'm not a gardener, so make sure you're checking out the Laurel Denise YouTube channel, but there are a ton of ways to use grid pages like this, and you can actually buy this as an extension pack. So you can really go at this from two different angles. You can get a project planner and add weekly pages as needed and have a lower profile planner. Or you could get the layout that you know that you love, the horizontal or the vertical, if you know that you're mostly going to be using the weekly pages. And then you can buy the extension pack, the project planning pack that has these pages on it, and you can add them to the back. And the insert packs have the pages, they're cut and they're actually reinforced with like plastic. So they're easy to pop on. All of you like disc-bound planners would love that the inserts are really durable and they just pop in like you're popping in pages to a disc-bound planner. So yeah, I'm curious to know, would you get the weekly planner and add project planning pages, or would you get the project planner and then add weekly pages? It really just depends on how much you're going to be using weeklies. The next view of specialty note pages in the back is the project plan. Just another perspective. You write down the project. You have a space for all of your tasks, and 1 through 31 as you're going about the course of the month. And then you have an open section for notes. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You have 12 project grids for tracking your tasks. That's pretty cool. The next view is another project tracker, maybe more for meetings or for tracking smaller projects or things that are a little bit more open-ended. You've got a space for your project name, your due date, the contacts, and totally open, no print, no dots, no grid in the center, maybe for drafting images if you're building something, or let's say you're remodeling your bathroom and you have an idea for where you want the toilet to go. You could doodle out what the mock-up would look like. And then you have tasks over 2 weeks that you can log. So you write down your tasks here, and then we have Monday through Sunday going across. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of this format of project planning. And then we have one of my favorite perspectives, which is basically like an Excel sheet. And this is totally open-ended. I've used this for affiliate tracking, like income tracking. So I'll put the month up at the top. So January, February, March, April, May, and so on. And then I'll list all my different sources of income. And each month I'll write down how much my income was from that organization or from that affiliate. So anything that you want to see and track, you can do this here. You could do your fitness stats on your watch. If you're logging that, you could do it here. Anything that would go into an Excel sheet, but you want to see it on paper, you can put in these pages. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of those. And then we have, just like all the other planners, our graph grid and our dot grid. And then our currently prompts at the end. So that is the project planner. Gosh, I hope I explained it well, but that is a really good option if you're wanting something a little bit thinner and you don't really need weekly pages, and obviously good if you're someone that does a lot of projects, either for work or you're in the middle of doing home renovations, anything like that. Okay, the last planner we are going to look at is the portrait planner, and I will pull out my current portrait planner so we can do a bit of an comparison between the two, because there are a couple changes in the portrait planner. This guy came out, the portrait planner came out in the academic launch, and my goodness, it sold out very quickly, was a huge hit, and I think they were not expecting it, so there will be more in the future. Hopefully there will be accessories for the planner in the future as well, but I think they're still, gauging interest, and more items will come with time. So stay tuned on accessories for the portrait planner. This is just oriented in portrait mode instead of horizontal mode. That's why it's called the portrait planner. There are 2 designs that are coming out in the September 4 launch. The first is this one, and this is called Orchard. And it's a very muted mauve-y, but like a dirty mauve. It's almost, it has brown undertones to it. Very, very neutral. It's called Orchard. And then the other design that's coming out is a redo of the other design that came out in the academic year launch. I cannot remember. Was it Charming Picnic? No. Yeah, I think it was Charming Picnic. So Charming Picnic came out in the, if I'm wrong, please correct me. I think it was called Charming Picnic. It came out in the academic year launch. Those are planners that started in July. That Charming Picnic planner is going to be reintroduced on September 4th with the January start. So you can choose between the Charming Picnic, which is one that we've seen and sold out instantly, or you can pick the Orchard. So I picked the Orchard, and the spiral is different from the twin loop on all the other ones. So you've got the twin loop style on all of the horizontal planners, and then we have a traditional coil on the portrait. So, oh gosh, every time I open this, I've opened this a couple times, and I forget what the pattern is like on the inside, and it just always kind of takes my breath away. Again, I'm not a big patterned person, or at least I wasn't. And then like Laurel Denise, friggin' Laurel Denise, something about this just is cool to me. It's just cool. So there is your interior. You're gonna get 2 bookmarks again. These ones are still kind of tricky. I think they've improved the design from the academic year launch, but they are kind of, they don't slide quite as well as I'd like. I'm sure they'll continue to make improvements on the bookmarks. Zoom, try to find the right distance there. Okay, so we have our welcome pages, just oriented in this perspective. This looks pretty much identical to the simple monthly. And then we get to the calendar pages. Okay, so the portrait planner, portrait mode, we have the monthly at the top, and then all of our weeklies are down at the bottom, and they are lined vertical weeklies. So you flip through your week and you can still see your month up at the top, okay? The cool thing about this is your monthly is aligned perfectly with your weeklies. And again, this is a Monday start, but you can pick a Sunday start if you prefer it. Monday goes all the way down to your weekly. So your monthly calendar is aligned perfectly with your weekly. I love that. I think it's a really nice feature. Our upcoming month at a glance is over in this little notes section. We have open blank space here for decorating or for any notes you want to take. We have our daily habits, our habit tracker here. And we have 4 big boxes. You can do maybe highlights for each week. You can log fitness information, your weigh-ins. You can, I'm thinking about the way I see these things. I use this for content creation. And so maybe I would put my subscriber and follower counts in each box for each platform. However you want to work this, you can. You've got your holidays in your monthly too. I don't think I pointed that out. The next page is all dot grid. This is different than in the academic year launch. We have a bordered out or framed out page. I'm gonna grab my portrait planner, current portrait planner. We'll go to, we're in January. So let's jump to January. So here you can see that the dot grid page has no line, no border. It's floating, and she's added a little bit more structure. I love this change, bringing in a border on this page. There's also a border that's been added here. So again, things are kind of floating, and over on the new portrait, we've got a line that goes all the way down and it goes all the way across. Here, we have no structure. So that is the main change between the academic year portrait planner and the January start planners, is the addition of borders. Same thing with your weeklies. Here you can see on the academic year planner, we have no bordering for the day of the week, no bordering here. And then we can see that this has been boxed in here on our weeklies. So there you can see pretty clearly the difference between those. On the last page in the academic portrait, open dot grid on both sides. Still awesome. Love that the dot grid is there, but she's added the frame to those pages. So we've got a border on these guys. That's a really nice edit to the first go round of portrait planners. I think that that change is really, really nice. So that is the portrait planner, guys. I love being able to see everything at a glance. I see a lot of people asking, is it difficult to write at the bottom? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, what, like, how would it be difficult? I have not had issues writing at the bottom. I don't know, it feels comfortable to me. So the location of the weeklies is not problematic for me. I like this view a lot. I think it's really nice. The back is going to have all the same note pages as we've seen in the traditional planners, with your year at a glance, wins and losses, your graph grid, your dot grid, and of course your pocket folder in the back. So that is the portrait planner, guys. And I highly recommend, I think I've already said this, please go to their website. Everything is on the website now. You just can't purchase it yet. Click the link in the description box and actually click into the details of each product. There are tons of product photos, and the details that they provide listed is so good. You'll get the dimensions of everything. You'll get the paperweight. You'll see everything in great detail. They are so thorough. So I'm not getting quite into the weeds with that information, but definitely check that out. If you're interested in the portrait, go and read the details of the portrait. It's a beautiful planner. So 2 designs available on this guy. And I think that is everything. One thing I wanted to do, I feel like I'm missing something. I wanted to show at least our pouch and how it looks on the different planner sizes. So here's the elastic pouch, and here is, it's just so pretty. Here is a classic sized planner. It's going to take some stretching, but there it is on your classic planner, and it's going to help keep it closed, which is nice. So that is on a classic. And then let's grab evergreen. We'll go Oakland style. My team. Have they moved yet? I don't want to talk about it. But it is fit perfect, honestly, for the mini planner. My gosh, that is perfect for on the go. Just grab it and go. I love that. But the idea that I think is the best one is putting this guy on your sticky notes. Then all of your accessories are going to be all together. How cool is that? So it fits perfectly on the sticky note set. So that's what it looks like on that pattern. Something about the mixing and matching is so lovely. Laurel Denise and team did such a good job on their live over on their Facebook group of listening to what everybody was requesting when seeing like what the different patterns look like together. So they had all the different bags, and they were all trying like different combinations so that you could see like, oh, what does the yellow daisies look like on sunny days? Ooh, that's nice. That's really nice. What does the yellow daisies look like on Kenwood Lane? Again, like there's just something cool about it. Something cool about mixing these textures. I'm trying to think what else. They do fit on the portrait planner. I'm not going to do this with this because I don't want to stretch out the elastic. I feel like it would snap. They don't recommend it for the portrait because it's just such a long planner. So if you are going to use this for your portrait, they recommend having that exclusively be for your portrait and maybe only putting it on the cover and then just never taking it off. I agree. I feel like the elastic will snap at some point if you keep moving it, but you could try it on the portrait if you wanted to. Oh, let me do one more comparison, and that is the portrait with the classic planner. So here's the classic. They are matched up on the bottom. So you can see it's, what, 2 inches, maybe 2 inches taller. Go to the website for comparison. And then if we go this way, you're gonna have to go that way. Oh, that's kind of cool. Ooh, with the coil too. We're probably 2 inches taller if we go this way with the classic planner size. So there you can see a true comparison. Width is very similar, including the coil. Here is the mini. Mini is going to fit perfectly inside your portrait. And it's actually going to be very similar in width to the portrait with coil as well. So hopefully that is helpful. All right, guys, we have done the most. I don't have time to do a look at all of the sticky notes in each of the different planners. So I'm not going to do that in this video. I might be able to do that over on Instagram. So make sure you're following me over there. I do a lot of reels to give you guys like quick snapshots of different products. So definitely check me out over on Instagram. My handle is The Joyful Sojourn. And I think we're going to have to call it a video. So many good things, guys. Ooh, and the clip folio. The clip folio and the monthly planner. This was an unexpected favorite for me. That simple monthly planner. So good. All right, friends, reminder, everything comes out on September 4th. Please shop with my affiliate link in the description box if this was helpful for you and you want to support my channel. Joyful 10 will save you 10% off of your purchase at Laurel Denise all's the time. So anytime you want to shop Laurel Denise, use the code Joyful10 to save 10%. Come hang out with me over on Instagram. My handle is The Joyful Sojourn. And if you're interested to see of all the planners I show here on my page, if you want to see what planners do I actually land on for 2025, make sure you are subscribed to my channel and follow me on the road to 2025. Until next time, friend, God bless you and keep you. Do something creative today, and I will see you in my next video.